Hello, everyone, and welcome to Inside the Expert Mind. Today's episode is especially exciting because we are speaking with someone who operates at the intersection of science, strategy, and storytelling. With over 13 years of experience across product development, R&D, marketing, and claims, our guest has played a critical role in building and scaling cosmetic brands in one of the most competitive industry today. Please welcome Mayuri Pai,
Hi, Nat.
Manager Product Development and Innovations at Pure Lifestyle Private Limited. Mayuri, welcome. It's great to have you with us.
Good afternoon, Naman. It's great to be with you here, and I'm looking forward to the conversation with you.
Thank you so much, Mayuri. The podcast agenda is basically I will be asking few questions related to your title and related to your career. Will that be work?
Yes, definitely.
Thank you. So my first question brings you that when people hear your title today, they see leadership and expertise, but journeys, aren't linear. If you had to describe your professional evaluation from your early days to leading product innovation today, what were the defining shift that shaped you?
Okay, so to begin with, I would say the moment I decided that I want to be in industries, I think very important where it brought me. Why I would start with why I chose this. So I come with a background, Naman, that is MTech in cosmetic technology. Back in the day, or I think even today, it's relevant to say that not many people know what this course is about. Or in India, there is a course or a degree, an engineering level degree that offers you a bachelor's in cosmetic technology or master's in cosmetic technology and PhD in the same field.
Wow.
So not many people know. The reason I chose was uh, I know you may know, I do have a background in dancing.
Right.
I have learned classical form, and being a professional dancer at that time, I used a lot of cosmetics, color cosmetics, especially makeup is was part of my
Right.
very early days in the
Right.
so life. So it was always intriguing कि जो मैं लगा रही हूँ उसमें है क्या.
Exactly.
And that's when I came across a course that was offering you the all learnings about this field.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I think I was probably in 8th or ninth when I decided I want to take this up as my career opportunity. And that's where it started. I did what is necessary. I come from science. I did my science in my 10th 11th 12th, and then I took up the bachelor's degree. And I think it was important when I started the industry in this industry, because see, I when I did my masters, I knew I want to pursue a research and development role, because when you spend so much into doing your masters, creating something new, you want to experience that in industry and academically, and when you are in the field, it's a very different
Right.
experience. So, yeah, it was a learning curve, and I'm grateful to my mentors, my colleagues when I started to, guide me to a way, and to take me to where I am today. I
Yeah.
have worked on the different sides of this industry, and I think I would like people to know that when you pursue this kind of course, it's
Mm-hmm.
not just research that you can do.
Right.
You have a lot of more opportunities.
Right.
I was grateful that I got associated with certain companies that gave me that freedom. I did my research. I did R&D for the beginning of my career, and then I switched to a very different side of this business.
Right.
Uh, and I think I got a very different scenario when I moved to the business development or marketing role
Mm-hmm.
uh, in this industry, because when I went to that, I brought my R&D experience, because I knew what my customer would want. So I
Right.
was understanding their requirement well,
Right.
and they knew ki when they speak to me, they don't have to be very elaborate, because she understands when we say certain terms,
Right.
because she comes from that scenario, she has been through this. And I think that was the reason I had that success in that role, even when I was not from a business background or have done my MBA or something in that field. It always was my strength that I come from a technical aspect, and have thankfully was able to successfully work in that kind of role for almost 7 years. And then when I thought okay, I have had an experience of that world. It's R&D that leads me, it drives me, and I went back to my current role, which is development and innovation. But again, now that helps me, the experience that I have with business development or
Right.
market. Now it helps me how the supply chain works.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, I think, a lot of times R&D people, since they don't experience this side,
Right.
it doesn't give them insight how to plan their things.
Right.
So now for me, I know how that side works. So I think it's much more easier for me to understand, plan accordingly, and or just just pivot sometimes,
Right.
that with whatever the challenge is, so I can just pivot back to doing, getting things done
Right.
in a more precise way, I would say.
Right. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much. From being a dancer and come to R&D, and you have worked across, product development, marketing, and claims, which is very rare, and
Yeah,
so
true.
I wanted to see the industry from all side,
Yeah,
and this is where you come from, because,
right.
and I wanted to understand one more thing from you, that
Yeah.
how has been having visibility across the entire life cycle, as you mentioned, so of a cosmetic product, right? So that has been changed today, right? So
Yes,
the,
yes.
the way you make decisions is being changed. So can you elaborate in this way as well?
Okay, so the industry also changed, Naman. Back when I started, there were only the leading FMCG brands. And I was fortunate enough to start with my career with those brands. So I have backgrounds of working with ITC, Imami,
Mm-hmm.
Kaya Limited. These are all big brands,
Right.
FMCG brands. They are legacy brands,
Right.
so they are that come with like 2 years of research before they launch anything. The
Right.
pace was different. And when I moved to the role that was for brand marketing and business development, so okay, when I say marketing, there are again two sides of this.
Mm-hmm.
I went with working with a ingredient distributor,
Right.
where I was having a role of techno commercial as well as a
Okay.
technical expert role.
Okay.
So I was, so I would say I was hired because I come from a technical background.
Right.
I would understand the ingredients that I'm supposed to sell
Right.
far better, in terms of their application or in terms of what they will perform
Right.
better
Right.
than someone else who is coming from a business background,
Right.
per se. And at that time when I started also in this role, industry was different because there were legacy brands,
Mm-hmm.
and then there were certain brands that were upcoming, so they
Right.
were startups. And then suddenly whole D2C market started.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Again, these are very fast paced segment.
Right.
So here it's not like you can take a 2 year time to get
Mm.
your product launch, and you have to be very fast.
Right.
You have to be present in the market. You need to
Right.
know what your competitors are doing.
Exactly.
So again, it was very interesting because you were working very fast.
Right.
You success faster here. It's challenging, and having that sense of all sides, to understand everything,
Mm-hmm.
helped, because I did come with the background of technicality,
Right.
but then this market was booming faster.
Right.
Plus, I think this T2C also gave more value to the research,
Okay.
because these in this segment also values research, but they are faster. They
Right.
value the talent of people who are with a technical background.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I decided that I still the research part is, or the innovation to see
Mm-hmm.
my product on the shelf
Mm-hmm.
is what drives me. And I wanted to come back, and I realized that yes, what I was seeing from the other side of the table,
Right.
what how my customers were, working and achieving all those things,
Right.
was like, yes, the industry shift is tremendous.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's more fast. Even the legacy brands are now trying to catch up with the D2C market, because they
Right.
know they want to compete, they have to be in a way working how the D2C brand works. And
Right.
that's where, for me, my all the experiences help,
Right.
because I understand each aspect,
Right.
how to choose the ingredient, how supply chain will work,
Right.
whether that fits in my timeline.
Right.
Plus, I developed negotiation skills.
Right.
So, if I was earlier negotiating with my customer, now I negotiate with my vendors. And I think that again adds a value that
Exactly.
supports my cross functional team. When she is spoken to vendor, he
Right.
is already negotiated.
Exactly.
And it is going to be a benefit.
Right.
Plus, the industry is very close knit.
Right.
Unlike other industries, I would say, when you spend such a long time in this industry, probably you know most of them.
Right.
So, again, that network gets things done very faster, I
Faster.
would say.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
That is really great to listen. But people think the cosmetic is glamorous role.
Yeah.
So the reality of the cosmetic is basically looks glamorous from the outside. So what are the most misunderstood realities of this industry that aspiring professionals should know before entering it?
Uh, it could be a glamorous, yeah, because you're working with the products.
Right.
So it's always people feel कि यार इनको तो बहुत free के product मिलते हैं.
Exactly.
But they don't understand we are also the free cut testers, because we are the people who will be testing each and every sample that we create before it even reaches the market. We
It
are the
happens
people
with
who
you
are.
that secret Santa में आपको कुछ मिला हो इससे?
मुझे प्रोडक्ट नहीं मिलता, पर मेरे से हमेशा एक्सपेक्ट होता है कि मेरे से कोई ना कोई प्रोडक्ट मिलेगा. सो आई एंड अप कि मुझे पूछा जाता है, पक्का कोई अच्छा प्रोडक्ट दे रही है ना किसी को. इट्स व्हाट अनदर मिसकंसेप्शन. आर&डी के पास बहुत सारे फ्री के प्रोडक्ट पड़े होते हैं.
Right.
तो ये इट्स नॉट इवन अ मिसकंसेप्शन, इट इज ट्रू. बट यार वो सारा कुछ यूज करने लायक नहीं होता. कई बार इट्स अ टेस्टर सैंपल.
Right.
तो we would rather not give anybody to test it.
So this is also a one misunderstood thing कि यहाँ पे सबको फ्री में प्रोडक्ट्स मिल जाते हैं.
अक्सर नहीं होता ऐसा कि कोई फ्री में नहीं प्रोडक्ट मिलता. एंड बट ऑल्सो या in a way it is a glamorous, in a sense I would say now it has become more glamorous. Also, if I break it down, there are different sections that are glamorous. So if you are part of cosmetics brand or marketing team, for a brand like brand I work with currently, so Deconstruct, if it could be seen that the brand marketing team is more out front, because they are doing a lot of campaigns and they interact with the influencers and they everything. It's a glamorous part.
Right.
But R&D is a back-end job.
Back-end job, right.
So it is not, at least traditionally, the R&D people were never be at the front end, even though they are the backbone of the business.
Exactly.
It's R&D. It's the product that's bringing the value.
Right.
But they were always at the back end of the
Side.
So it was never a glamorous job. But I think, again, as I say, D2C has changed a lot of scenarios. You would see a lot of even R&D gets to be in front of front of the people, or in front of camera sometimes, because they are the ones who are explaining or experimenting in front of to make consumer understand.
Right.
I think that is the part of the glamorous side of this. I will definitely say, which is now more and more I can see in the industry.
Right.
So because back in the day there was no such influencer marketing concept.
Right.
Now influencer marketing or science based marketing
Right.
is what drives this industry. So yeah, it's a 50-50 catch. I would still say ki it can be a glamorous part and there is non-glamorous part to it as well.
Right, 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 right. So, as you mentioned that it is a back-end job. So, I wanted to understand from the lab to shelf. Like, let's dig into the process. When idea comes into the product line, how you evaluate it, whether it's a scientifically sound, market ready, or brand aligned. What usually
Okay.
determines whether a concept moves forward and gets dropped?
Okay. So there are to diversify or to break down the cycle here.
Mhm.
There are two ways. One, you get the brief from brand team.
Okay.
So what is working in the market, what aligns through the brand's philosophy,
Hmm.
that's where the research starts from the brand team perspective,
Okay.
and they come up with the idea with all the research
All right.
and create a brief for the product team to develop.
Okay.
uh, but yes, when that brief is solidified, there is always a discussion ki what out of this crazy idea that we are coming with is actually feasible. So
Right.
there where our expertise come in, that we are the one to say ki okay, this is possible, this may not be possible, but we'll give it a try.
Right.
Because sometimes you just when you start working, you get that idea. You
Right.
need to be understanding the ingredients that they are asking you to put into this formulation.
Hmm.
What other challenges to balance these things will be there.
Right.
So that's when, and then mutually there is an agreement
Hmm.
that okay, this is the outline or this is the kind of product that we want
Okay.
to launch. And that's after that the work starts. Much more rigorous work starts for a product development person, is
Okay.
where we choose the right ingredient, we choose the right base of that formulation,
Okay.
active selection, the stability,
Okay.
uh, testing whether it's matching what we want to create,
Right.
whether it's been liked by the people.
Right.
So where we do the testing, consumer evaluations,
Hmm.
instrumental testing is what happens. We
Right.
start the stability, and when everything is locked, the brand is agreement here. Yes, this is the best. This is a very good product. We are okay to sign off,
Hmm.
and the product team is ready to sign off. Then that product is created, and then the step is that we transfer it to a manufacturing unit. Our
Right.
supply chain comes into picture
Right.
for the procurement and everything.
Got it.
Deciding the packaging also is a very critical role.
Right.
It has to be compatible with the formulation. It
Right.
has to be market may it should catch eye, or
Exactly.
it should deliver the brand's ethos
Right.
also. It should be fitting into the brand's philosophy as well.
Right. 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 Right.
Yeah.
Because in today's market, product needs both strong formulation and compelling communication, as you mentioned, right? So, how do you personally balance these technical integrity with these marketing narratives and claims? Especially in this particular highly aware consumer market.
Yeah, so science is something that is at the center of this.
Okay.
It has to be scientific product, because you need to understand what this product has to do.
Mm-hmm.
Marketing will come up with the lucrative terms,
Okay.
but it also needs to be backed up with enough science, enough data, enough claims, as we say, that they can say something. So like I would say that if they saying that there is a uneven skin tone is
Mhm.
something, it's an example.
Okay.
When the brand wants to say it it balances uneven skin tone in this x days or
Okay.
x weeks,
Mm-hmm.
it's up to me or my team as a product development to scientifically choose an ingredient that is proven to
Okay.
work on the uneven skin tone. Again, we have to check this
Mm-hmm.
uneven skin tone is because of what.
All
So
right.
choosing of the specific ingredient is very important.
Right.
Its stability in the formulation, its
Okay.
longevity in the formulation, throughout the, you know, its shelf life
Right.
and the performance of that product.
Okay.
And it has to be, you need to have the transparency.
Right.
Today's world, the consumer is very aware of what they want to use,
Exactly.
what they want for them, their product to do. So you have to be transparent, because consumer is more likely to buy a product that is very transparent.
Right.
कि ये uneven skin tone करेगा, but in X days or in X weeks, you
Right.
have to use it for that much time.
Right.
If you are very clear with that kind of communication,
Mm-hmm.
the consumers prefer that.
Okay.
So yeah, that's where the science and the brand communication comes in. That, you know, what the product is actually performing, and
Right.
how to put it in a way that, okay, it needs to draw the consumer attention,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time it's very honest and transparent.
Got it. Got it. So you have shared all the technicalities of this particular thing. Now, I wanted to shift towards the emerging opportunities in, beauty and personal care, so that our listeners and professionals, those who are listening to us right now, where do you see the most promising opportunity emerging today in the beauty and personal care sector? Is it ingredients, formats, sustainability, regulations, or something, something else?
See, I think there are new ingredients coming in, so there is an opportunity there.
Mhm.
There is innovation there. Uh, there is different formats, because people with a fast-paced life, they need they need effective products. They need
Right.
products that are gentle, but that are innovative in terms of the textures.
Right.
So I think there is opportunity where you can work on a different texture
Okay.
with different claims, different innovative ingredients,
Mhm.
and plus, I think with regulations that are being reinforced, that
Mhm.
have been always in the industry, but now with Indian regulations that are being coming into effect, especially, I would say, I think everybody in the industry is currently aware as the SPF guidelines that are coming in.
Right.
I think these are the guidelines that were always there, but they are being reinforced. They are becoming more mandatory.
Mhm.
That's why the whole communication
Mhm.
has been changing.
Okay.
It's more, ensure it's in a way, it's like emerging and evolving with the time. And yeah, sustainability is something definitely that is emerging trend, but I think it still needs to be picked up in a way in India, at least, because sustainability as a trend has been there in the European countries for a
Right.
very long time.
Okay.
And but I think in India, a sustainability as a concept or a driving trend,
Okay.
it is still evolving.
Right.
It's still evolving.
Got
Yeah.
you. So, being an outsider, let's suppose I do not have any technical skills, which actually matters in this particular cosmetic product development, and I wanted to build a career. So,
Hmm.
what technical knowledge or skills that I should learn that truly matters in the long run, beyond what's written in the textbook? So, what your advice in this?
Huh. Okay. So see, majorly when I would say, being from a science background
Mhm.
is, if you want to build a career into this system,
Right.
yeah, science background is required
Okay.
as a, yeah, because this is about, we are talking about skin, its penetration, its
Right.
layers,
Mhm.
whether it's skin, hair, body.
Right.
You need to understand the basic chemistry there.
Okay.
You need to understand the basics of skin, what is skin made up of, how
Right.
many layers are there. So science background does help.
Okay.
I mean, you doesn't, even though I have a very specific degree into this industry, and I would like to say कि यार cosmetic कर लो तो ज़्यादा better है.
Right.
But if you have a understanding of chemistry and biology,
Mhm.
basically, you do have a future in this industry for sure.
Okay. Okay.
There are different segments of where you want to be. uh, like you introduced me, I am someone who has done all sides of this industry.
Right.
I think I don't think there is any side of the table that's left for me. It's R&D हो गया, supply chain, मैंने ingredients भी sell कर लिए,
Right.
सब marketing वहाँ पे देख ली,
Right.
supply chain मुझे पता है अब वहाँ की, because working with that set of people,
Right.
I know the sides. But then when I chose to be in this industry, I wasn't aware that there are so many sides to this where you can excel. It's
Right.
when I entered in the industry, I knew, and when I met people in that अरे ये भी करा जा सकता है. You don't need to be like कि अगर हमने like in my case, I'll take me as an example. When I decided to choose that I'll do a BTech in cosmetic, मुझे सिर्फ इतना पता था R&D में jobs होंगे. मेरा my dream list लॉरियल के R&D में काम करना है या यूनिलीवर में काम करना है, R&D, because that's what we knew. But then I did my masters, and when I first job I took and I started meeting the vendors, is when I realized अरे नहीं, ये भी मैं कर सकती हूँ if I have that interest to it.
Right.
And that was the shift for me, I think.
Wow, that's really great. So following up with this same, I wanted to understand that what kind of career guidance you can provide, because I know that you have guided teams and mentored talent. So you might have seen what mistakes they are doing in the early career professionals, those who are doing some common mistakes in the industry, and I wanted to understand what mindset shift helps them to grow faster and more sustainable in this particular industry.
Okay. So I would say I think most common, it's not a mistake, but it's a
Okay.
skill, I think I would say, or in a way, a quality that one needs to have is patience.
Right.
Patience.
Patient.
Because I think new generation doesn't have patience.
Right.
I think, and a job, whether you are choosing to be in the research side or the marketing side of this industry, have that stability. You cannot learn everything in a year's time. Need to have that settled understanding. When you join a new organization, it does take 6 to 7 months to learn the organization's work.
Exactly.
तो
Right.
तुमने नया तो कुछ और सीखा ही नहीं है तब
Right.
तक. And when you are in an early stage, and if I would say, the more you start with the organization that will give you hands-on experience,
Right.
it's gonna last you for a long run.
Right.
I think that is something not a lot of individuals understand sometimes. You need a lot of hands-on experience, whether it's any side of the business.
Right.
The more you get that, in the long run, when you see yourself you are at a managerial level or senior managerial level, those lessons that you learn when you started on the floor
Right.
is what is going to drive you in the end.
Right.
It's going to help you make the decisions
Right.
and to understand, to anticipate risks,
Right.
is what I feel.
Right. So you have already gone through to the managerial level, and you have that leadership relationship. So I wanted to understand, as a manager and innovator, your role goes beyond the products, right? So how has leadership changed your relationship with learning, decision making, or responsibility? Is something related to the maturity and the leadership tab.
So when you are at a leadership level, the level of responsibility is very high, Naman. I think you are not just responsible. So when I say I'm taking care of the entire R&D, innovation here and quality here, it's on me. It's on my decisions that a lot of things depend.
Right.
So there are not just the company's product depends on me, the team's responsibility.
Right.
How to deliver on time,
Right.
and there are a number of responsibilities is here.
Right.
I think in that sense, I will say I'm still learning to be a better manager.
Wow.
But one thing I have understood is you need to encourage your talent. You need to be supportive. You need to stand by them, and no matter which generation they belong, I think they appreciate it when your manager stands for you. I learned same way from my managers. In fact, my managers were always so encourative towards me. They were also very, they believed कि they trusted me, and I think that's what I learned, that you need to trust your team, you need to believe in them, encourage them, and they will perform, they will learn, they
Right.
will have that sense of कि नहीं हमें प्रूफ करना है,
Right.
बिकॉज अगर मैनेजर इतना ट्रस्ट दिखा रहा है, वी हैव टू डिलीवर, वी विल हैव टू प्रूव.
Right.
Similarly, I think even my management believes in me that she will deliver.
Right.
So again, big, it's on me कि मुझे कैसे डिलीवर करना है.
Right.
There are a lot of tough decisions to make. Having the knowledge, having the experience, and the keeping yourself calm will always lead to the good decisions and sound decisions for the company. And I know it's not right, probably very weird to say, but
Mhm.
yeah, when you're working, keep company's interest first.
Right.
When you work towards it, you work rightfully,
Right.
and you will be in a state where you have to deliver for the company.
Right. So thank you so much, Mayuri, for sharing all these details. I really appreciate, and I wanted to understand much more from the terms of community level. At
Yeah.
the fundamental community, we believe that expertise grow when you shared it, right? So
Yeah.
as you begin contributing to our learning ecosystem, what do
Yes.
you hope learners will walk away with your sessions or conversations after engaging with you?
Okay, so I feel that once, I mean, with me having a conversation with me, I think they would walk away with a very there is a very different opportunity. There is another industry that is there to be explored, and something that I always believed, in a way it's true, is like जब तक humans हैं, cosmetic industry कहीं नहीं जा रहा. It's something that we had back in the day कि यार जब तक इंसान है, इंसान ने कुछ तो लगाना ही है, तो वो कॉस्मेटिक इंडस्ट्री कहीं नहीं जा रही.
Right.
And it's a very innovative, it's a standout. Till this date, people say, what is this that you have done? I mean, because of the very unique course. And I think that's where is that there is a very different industry that you can explore as a career.
Mhm.
And yeah, there is space here. And I think that's what uh, is what they will walk away with. And probably when I share the experiences, that has been hard times, there's been good times, success, failures, in the end I will always say ki I can proudly say there are these many products that I developed are on the shelf. People buy them for a very, and I've worked with very big brands in the industry, whether it's legacy brands or upcoming D2C brands, like the current one that I work with. I've worked with the best. So there is always an opportunity here. I think that's what they will take with away from my conversation with them, and I will hopefully be able to encourage them into the industry, help them to find where they want to be in this industry.
This is what we are trying to bring, that inside the expert mind. And Mayuri, thank you so much for sharing your journey, your clarity, and your perspective with us today.
Thanks, Naman, for having me in this community, and all the best to you to create such a space where people can come and learn about something new, and how they can be in that industry. And it's going to be a great pleasure to be associated with you and the fundamental community.
Thank you, Mayuri. Thank you for the wishes. And your story reminds us that, cosmetic industry isn't just about the product. It's about responsibility, as you shared, science and thoughtful innovations, which you are involved in right now.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing these things, and we really appreciate to be with you. And for everyone, those who are listening, Mayuri will be conducting expert-led sessions with the fundamental community, and with the opportunity to learn directly from her experience. Until next time, keep learning, keep questioning, and keep building strong foundations. Thank you so much.
Thank you.